Seriously? But, Mr. Morris, I don't understand, sir. How can you only be telling me this now?
I'm afraid that there's nothing really I can do. I'm really facing a crisis. My hands are tied.
But what about my film?
Well, I'm afraid you'll have to come up with something on your own. Take it from me. Sometimes you just have to let things go. Same goes for this film festival.
Oh.
Hey, isn't that Xavier? So he's back in Fontaine now. Xavier!
Oh, why, if it isn't the dear Traveler and Paimon. I really didn't expect to bump into you here at this time. Well, I was doing...
Can't you just find it?
Unfortunate.
The Fontanalia?
Oh, is this your first time participating in Fontaine's Fontanalia Film Festival? Then allow me to fill you in. The Fontanalia Festival was established to commemorate the legendary Loch Knights, who went on a quest to search for the Oceanids, and eventually welcomed the Hydro Arconageria. The holiday is deeply connected to the founding of Fontaine, as well as its unique laws and trials. It's one of the most important festivals for this nation.
But what's with that weird expression on your face? It's like you're trying really hard to remember something.
I was just trying to recall the exact description from the books, in order to avoid any unnecessary arguments over semantics. I usually try to recite things straight from the source.
Well, either way, Paimon thinks she gets it now. It's just like the Windbloom Festival in Mondstadt, and the Lantern Rite in Lille.
Yes, those are festivals of a similar variety. Who doesn't like a good festival? And just like those of other nations, Fontaine will hold a plethora of events around this time each year. To commemorate the Loch Knights, people will imitate them by putting on special costumes, raising golden cups, and going door to door asking for pure water. But a few years ago, Lady Farina started to find the whole idea a little drab, and so decided to change the part about pure water to sweets.
That really doesn't surprise Paimon at all.
The whole thing seems more akin to a carnival now, and it's quite popular among the kids. Every year you can hear a bunch of them saying, "Trial or treat."
Oh, that sounds pretty fun. But how does that connect back to the film festival you mentioned?
Yes, it appears I've strayed off top. The Fontanalia Film Festival is an event proposed by the Fontaine Film Association this year. Now that film technology has matured as a medium, it's the perfect time to introduce more people to the art form. During this time, people may submit films to be evaluated, and
The what award?
the Farina Award. You know, after the Hydro Archon. They coined it while Lady Farina was still in power, but even though things have changed, no one has made any motion to update the name. Perhaps everyone still thinks of it as a pretty appropriate name. Even though she isn't the Hydro Archon any longer, Lady Farina is still Fontaine's superstar. Anyone with eyes can see the way she shines on the stage.
Huh. All right. Guess the name does work pretty well when you put it that way.
Oh, but who would have guessed there'd be an issue with the funding? How will I ever explain this to Miss Chiori? Not to say all the other actors who traveled all the way here from Inazuma.
Chiori? Sounds familiar. Where have we heard that?
Yes, that's her. I asked her to oversee the event's art direction, including the design of the actors' costumes and appearances.
Oh, Paimon remembers now. Navia said that her clothes were designed by Chiori, and Kirara's outfit too.
How to describe her? Well, she tends to be pretty direct and can be very forceful when it comes to dealing with people. The fashion world in Fontaine has dubbed her the Thundering Seamstress. Her remarkable designs have led many Fontainians to become very interested in Inazuma. Anyway, Chiori is acquainted with all the actors I've invited from Inazuma. Without her help, I don't think I would have been able...
Who are the actors from Inazuma?
Why don't the two of you accompany, judging from the time? Miss Chiori?
Your talk with the investor sure went fast. The Aqua Bus hasn't even arrived yet. Oh? And who are they?
Allow me to introduce you. This is the Traveler and Paimon.
Pleased to meet you.
Likewise! We've heard the owner of Chioriya Boutique is a skilled seamstress, so it's a real pleasure to finally meet you in person.
Why, thank you. I strove to create an outfit that matched her high social station as the demoiselle. So tell me, what happened? I can tell the conversation didn't go quite as expected.
Well, it's like this.
Ugh.
I know, Chiori.
Yes, there's...
But how could I...
And therein lies...
Yes, but just the budgets that the others had proposed were nowhere near enough. It's difficult to find someone willing to
Don't be sad, Xavier. We might be able to help...
Oh, thank you, Paimon. That means...
We need to move on. What's happened has already happened, and there's no changing it. But now's not the time to give up.
What? You're saying...
No, that's not what I mean. The actors I Really? Then where do you live?
We Malazines live in Marcy Village. The only way to enter is from underwater.
Oh, you must be pretty tired after work every day, right? I mean, you have to swim all that way just to go home.
We are so thoughtful. But some Malazines choose to live in the court of Fontaine because it's so much more convenient.
This is our stop.
Oh, we've arrived, but I haven't even finished chatting with Abel yet. I also enjoyed Abel's introductions to Fontaine along the way. Everything you described was so clear and detailed that we can't help but want to hear more.
Thank you so much. I'm usually working here on this aqua bus, so I hope I'll have the chance to see you again. There are still many more places I'd like to introduce to you.
Welcome to the court of Fontaine.
Chiori, you sure have changed a lot. This is the first time we've seen you since you left Inazuma.
I haven't realized it's been so long. I was in such a rush when I left that I didn't even get to say goodbye.
Thank you for extending the invitation, Mr. Xavier. I'm looking forward to a fruitful trip here in Fontaine.
It's an honor to have the head of the Kamisato clan visit us.
So they're who you meant when you said you had actors coming from Inazuma?
Oh? It's the Traveler and Paimon. Wow, what a coincidence! Ayaka and I were just talking about you on the way here. Are you all...
We just ran into Xavier early.
But I'm not an actor.
About that, so I could...
I had been thinking about a...
Oh, so you all know each other already. Why don't we go to Hotel...
Huh? Did you?
Yes, of course.
Very well. Then...
Wow, the buildings in Fontaine are so tall. Just look at how big they are.
And there's the fountain that Aval mentioned earlier. It really is a magnificent sight.
And look at that huge spit. So this is what food from Fontaine is like. It sure is different from what we have in Inazuma. How should I describe it?
Yes. When I first went to Inazuma, I actually thought the food there tasted a little too bland. It took some time for me to get used to it.
Let's get back to the purpose of this trip for a moment, shall we?
Well, I've already assembled most.
Oh, it's called the Two Muskets.
Originally,
Oh?
It has to do with the films.
It said that Fontaine...
Well, I'm still more concerned about filming. Even if I were to take him to court,
Then,
I've considered that option too, but unfortunately...
Mr. Xavier, if Ayaka and I were willing to perform for free, would that resolve the problem?
What? No, out of the question. To have you come all this way just to act for free? Oh, no, that won't do.
There's no need to worry, Mr. Xavier. My brother and I had actually intended to work for Inazuma has only recently...
Indeed.
I understand, but...
Not at all. This film will serve as proof of friendly cooperation, and if you still don't feel comfortable...
All right. I'll...
Come on now, no need to go that far. I'll also help you out as a brand sponsor.
Me too. Even though I didn't bring much more to spend on this trip, it's still better than nothing.
You are too kind, all of you. I really don't know how to...
Ew. Alright, so, instead of...
Oh, but
Alright, pull yourself together, Xavier.
I originally wanted to...
Paimon knows what the director and the logistics support person...
The clapper loader is responsible for using the clapper board.
Clapperboard?
Yes, that's right.
For sure, Paimon's out!
Alright, then you'll be our clapper loader.
Fine by me. As for our camera operator, I was thinking of letting the...
Oh, he's great when it comes to using a camera. Paimon can't even...
Yes, that's also what I was thinking. I noticed...
I'm sure that's due to the traveler's journey across Teyvat and all the places they've seen. After so many adventures, using a camera must be second nature by now.
What do you say, traveler? Are you interested in the job? Thank you. It really means a lot to me. Come on, friend. Let me give you a big warm hug.
So, all that's left for us to find is a director and an assistant.
Oh, me. I want to be the director's assistant. All we need to do is help the director, right? I can handle that.
All right, then all we need is a director. Oh, all the well-known directors in Fontaine are probably also busy working on their own films these days. I'm not sure who will have time to help.
Oh, Farina helped out a theater troupe recently by serving as an artistic consultant. She can...
Do you really think Lady Farina would be willing to help us with our humble project?
Isn't that the name of Fontaine's Hydro Archon? My brother has already informed me about what happened here in Fontaine.
Yep, that's her. She helped out a theater troupe not too long ago, and now she's taking up work at...
Well,
I saw that musical. Don't let her former identity intimidate you. She's the best kid.
Fine. You're right, Shiori. I'll do anything for the sake of my film. Then I'll have to ask the Traveler and Paimon to show me the way to Lady Farina's...
Do you need us to also come along?
No, there's no need to trouble you with this. Besides, you've just arrived and just leave this task to me. It's part...
Very well. Then...
I'll go with you. By the way...
And don't worry, we won't simply drop you off at Farina.
All right, then I'll start making...
A gift for someone who was once seen as the Hydro Archon. I wonder what she would...
I recall that Lady Farina once fancied a clockwork ring.
Huh? Can't we just...
But wouldn't that be a little too cheap?
Isn't the Fontanalia Festival happening right now? I heard Abel tell us on the to do something like that.
I agree with Yoimiya. If the gift is too fancy...
Alright then, let's go buy some Fontanalia mousse.
But will that really be enough? We'll be asking her to do a lot of work, you know.
You're right. We need to further sweeten the deal.
Huh? You want something even sweeter than Fontanalia?
Yes, we'll need a gift that's sweeter.
Well, what could that be? Here, this is where Farina lives.
Okay, I'll go knock on the door.
Who are you?
Lady Farina, please allow me to introduce myself.
Hello. Oh, is that the traveler in Paimon I see behind you?
I'm Chiori.
Ah, the one from Chioria Boutique. Hello, hello. So, what are you all doing here? Do you need something? Did you just get up, Farina? It's already past noon, you know. Huh? Oh, Paimon means the weather is so nice in the afternoon and the sun is so warm. Just like how you make us feel. Sleeping in late is a really smart idea. No. I was just up late last night reading some novels. What does sleeping in have to do with the weather?
This is a small gift we've prepared for you, Lady Farina.
No need to be so formal. I'm just a regular person like everyone else now. Oh, is this Fontanalia mousse? It's one of my favorites.
That's great! So, given your renown...
Oh, but...
Yes, but for
Are the traveler and... Yep, we sure are. Camera operator. That can be a pretty technical job, and it directly affects... No, I'm not questioning your abilities. Maybe you can come up with... If he can satisfy... You sure? All right. How about this? We'll work with what we have. I'll get very good. It's essential for the camera operator. Are you ready? I have high standards, you know. Okay, grab the camera and I'll give you a scenario. Oh, it appears that you have more skill than I thought. All the shots had a great composition, and I could really feel a connection to the characters and their lines. Yeah! Does that mean you agree to be our director, Farina? Did you think I would agree just like that? After our performance of The Little Oceanid, I've begun to make a name for myself again, you know. In fact, I've already had several troops approach me for the Fontanalia film. If others were to find out I agreed to work with you so— Hey, but didn't we have a deal? What else do we need to do to convince you, Farina?
Well, what about the pay?
Huh?
You know how much you're willing to pay me to be the director? The pay is also an important factor for me to consider, you know.
Well, I can offer you this much?
What? That's all? If Nervylet were to hear of this, he could charge you with underpaying your labor.
I'm sorry, but our crew is in a tight financial spot at the moment.
I see. Well, even though it's highly unlikely now that I'll join your crew, there's still something I'd like to ask.
Our script is an adaptation.
Wait, you mean the suspense thriller?
Oh, so Farina's ready.
Of course I read it. I've always had a keen interest in artistic works that... I see. It all makes sense now. You must have
Not really. The novel's author transferred the copyright to me practically for free once he heard that I wanted to make a film
He probably just wants to get his name out there. So, it reminds me of a delivery courier who wears one of my designs while traveling all across Teyvat. I didn't charge her much for the outfit either. The exposure she provides for my brand.
So, are you a big fan of this story, Farina?
Well, Mr.
Oh!
Good. Then...
Absolutely, no problem.
All right. Let's see.
So, you agree?
Yes, I agree. Although the pay is well below what someone of my caliber deserves. A great script calls for a great director. I mustn't let a perfectly good story be ruined due to lack of funds. If you have fine cheese and bread, you wouldn't just let it sit on the counter and get moldy just because you lack an oven, right?
Oh, Hydro Archon above! I'm not dreaming, am I? Somebody pinch me.
There's no more Hydro Archon, you know. And it's still a little early to celebrate. There's a lot that goes into shooting a film. Although the trickiest tasks of finalizing the script and casting the actors have already been taken care of, we'll still need to reserve filming locations. Not to say set up lighting and props. And by the way, since we'll be filming The Two Musketeers, we'll need to find an action choreographer. Ideally, a professional who has actual experience with muskets.
Yes, I've thought about this as well.
Me? If this was before, Navia can also use firearms, but
Could we ask the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol?
Oh, you mean the special patrols?
Yes, that's right.
They would be,
No need to go to...
Oh, you do? Wait,
No particular reason. In return, It'd be best to...
She sounds professional enough. She is...
But I imagine...
Well, it just so happens that she's also not the kind of person that's just after Mora. As for whether she has time, I'll have to go and ask her first.
Then I'll leave that to you. Macaroni's on sale.
No problem.
Of course. I'll be sure to ask. I didn't ask for the clapper loaders.
Then let's get going.
By the way...
Actually...
What? It seems the god...
All right, this is the place.
But where's the cat?
She's over there. The one with an eye patch reading in front of the newsstand.
Oh, her!
Please wait here for a moment. I'll go fetch.
Working?
Just trust me.
Oh, Churi sure is a mysterious person. She
The court of Fontaine isn't even a local like me just trying to make a film has to face all kinds of challenges. So I can only imagine what Chiori...
Reading on the job?
Detective novel.
One main character?
No. Multiple. Branching storylines.
I see. How's the plot?
One of the main characters is about to make a choice that will affect the rest of his life.
Any way to speed things up? There's something in...
You know that doesn't depend on me. It all comes...
Which is exactly why I'm here.
All right. It appears you made the wrong choice in the end. Halt!
Huh?
Hand over whatever you're holding.
Oh, it's just a book. I didn't buy anything.
Then I'm sure you wouldn't mind letting me have a look.
Excuse me, officer. I don't mind you standing around here.
Don't give me that act. You won't be able to get off so easily either. I am Shavras, captain of Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance. And before you do anything unwise, let me remind you that I'll have you on the ground before you can even...
All right. I'll give it to you. But please let me say...
Why, you trying to leave me on the hook, huh?
Save it for the interrogate. Take them away, Letelier.
What's going on here? 1 second you're reading a book
And who are... Oh! Aren't you the traveler who's been all over the... Maybe I can let you in on what... Now that Vache has been... Thanks to a tip from our reliable source here, this should be the
Oh, so you were pretending to read a... Oh! Paimon almost...
Hey, I'm Shavras. You probably already heard me introduce myself.
Yeah, why didn't you make a move as soon as you had the chance?
No, I wanted to see if the shopkeeper... All he had to do was come up to me and say that he didn't know where the synth had...
He had the whole day to turn the synth over to Shavras.
Yep, he made the wrong choice.
But you knew they wouldn't make the right choice.
Yeah, I knew. I was just hoping I'd be wrong for once. Enough about that, though. What did you want to ask?
Oh, you see, it's like this.
The Two Musketeers. You certainly have a good eye for a story. So what do you need me to do? Just be the action choreographer for the act?
Yes, that's right. However, I'm afraid that...
No need to say any more. I'll join.
Huh?
Really? You're willing to help us with our humble film project?
Sure, it's no big deal. Besides,
Then we've got...
Yes, I'll see ya.
Oh my!
Calm down, Xavier. The film is going to take more than just a day to finish. Still, I should also head back now and start preparing the actors' costumes and makeup.
Alright, guess that's it for today then.
Traveler, Paimon, please stay for a moment. I have something to tell.
Then I'll take Xavier back. Poor thing. He's so excited that he can't even walk straight anymore. He'd better.
So what did you want to tell us, Shavras?
Have you read The Two Musketeers? The story is about a pair of children born into the household of a baron, and their struggle to survive. They were raised at the baron's estate. One day, upon returning home, they found, however, the baron, many years later, the baron believed that, but it was actually, they used all of their ability.
That's quite an exhilarating...
Yep, the baron got what he did.
Oh, so is that...
You could say it was...
Oh, you mean...
I've read the reports about you. Whether it was at the trials or when you lent your hand to resolve our nation's crisis, you've shown that you've got a strong sense of justice. As well as, yes, there's been a recent murder case involving Muskets.
Huh? Really?
The Marechaussee Phantom hasn't yet released any...
A murder involving firearms?
Impossible. We perform a routine inspection of our firearms and ammo reserves. However...
Huh?
I hope you all can go... I'm aware this might not be the... Carrying out I don't want people...
You mean...
I suspect... Just to make myself... If you two have any...
What do you think, Traveler? Yeah, you're right.
You'd better head back and get some rest. Otherwise, when the moment comes, you...